This is a dwarf jag tiger retic. This isn't even full dwarf. This is just a smaller growing retic. This is an adult male. And he's literally like 5 feet long. He's very, very small. Here, the daddy. So you can see my hand. I mean, he's very, very small. And that's one of the real exciting things about the retics. Let's face it, you know, I love ball pythons, but the reticulated python, you're talking about an animal that has just a totally different kind of psyche than a ball python. Definitely more reactive, more, you know, responsive to the keeper. And that kind of just creates a whole other element when you're keeping snakes. Obviously, we love to look at things and we're fascinated by just how, you know, how these animals look. But then you have behavioral things with the snakes. And you know, that's why a lot of people keep lizards, because lizards have this very interesting behavior, and you know, it develops personality, where some snakes seem less inclined to have a specific personality, but the retics do. These animals are just, they're so misunderstood, you know, besides, you know, the fantasies about how big they get, you know, dangerous, and their personality, and the reality is, I keep on saying reality, but I'm just trying to figure out another way to describe this. They make fantastic stories. And when you're talking stories about people and their pets, and if you're trying to scare people, you exaggerate it all. And you know, people are used to the idea that retics are nasty and aggressive, and the reality is snakes are not nasty. Nasty means that they willfully want to hurt for no reason, cause damage. And retics, because they're super smart, they tend to be very responsive. And if you have an animal that's just scared, and you know, when they get scared, they just act, you know, erratically and spastic, and people misunderstand that for, you know, nastiness or aggression, but the reality is that they're terrified. They're scared, and they're doing what nature, you know, has built them for, which is freak out, maybe, you know, bite or whatever, just because they think you're going to kill them. But you get a snake like this, the snake isn't frightened at all. It has no fear, and so instead it's just interacting. And lots and lots and lots of reticulated pythons are this way, especially captive bred reticulated pythons are this way. And you know, our community, we pretty much deal with mostly captive snakes, so this is actually the norm. You know, friendly retics like this. You know, maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, people were seeing all these wild-caught retics because people were not breeding them much in captivity. Nowadays, we get locality wild-caught animals, and we get the occasional, you know, pattern anomaly or color, you know, mutation that we're trying to genetically work with. But the majority of all the animals we're dealing with are captive-bred snakes, and they're generally very friendly. Reticulated pythons are awesome.